America has the same melody as the British royal anthem. It was first performed in public July 4th, 1931, at a Children's Independence Day celebration at Park Street Church in Boston. The first publication of America was in 1932.
My country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. My native country, the land of the noble free, thy name I love. I love thy rocks and hills, thy woods and temple hills. My heart with rapture thrills like that above. Let music swell the breeze and ring from all the trees, sweet freedom's song. Let mortal tongues awake, let all that breathe partake, let rocks their silence break, the sound prolong. Our fathers, God, to thee, author of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright with freedom's holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God our King.
The popular hymn Newton, who said of himself, "How industrious is Satan served." I was formerly one of his active undertempters, and had my influence been equal to my wishes, I would have carried all the human race with me. A common drunkard or profligate is a petty sinner to what I was. John Newton, 1778. The lyrics resonate within our hearts as we reflect on God's love, forgiveness, and amazing grace.
10,000 years, I shall be the sun.
His Eye is on the Moon, written in 1905 by lyricist Camilla D. Martin and composer Charles H. Gabriel. The theme of the song is inspired by the words of David in the Psalms and Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew. The scriptures encourage and give us hope in the situations we face in life, that his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why do the shadows come? Why should my heart be lonely and long for heaven and home, when Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Let not your heart be troubled. His tender words I hear, and resting on his goodness, I lose all doubt and fear. I draw me ever near him, yet one step I may see. His eye is on the little sparrow, and I know he watches over me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. And I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye watches over the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Whenever I am tempted, whenever clouds arise, when hope gives place to sighing, and all within me eyes. I draw the closer to him. For care he sets me free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he's watching me. And I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Sing along. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Yes, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know, yes, I know, I'm glad I know he watches me. Aren't you thankful? Aren't you thankful to be able to be in the position as your arts administrator and be able to put together events like this? And I see our dear friend Betty Preston Steele. And I don't know how many of you, just be real right now. I don't know how many of you got to attend the community choir, that blast from the past. Can I see a show of hands if you got to be there? It really was a blast from the past. There was a blast in it, wasn't there, Betty? I mean, several things that were just, it was a production. And Betty, you are amazing. Will you join me in giving Betty a round of applause? And I see several of our choir members here. If you were in the choir, will you please stand so folks can see all the wonderful talent we have in this community? I will put a plug in right here, or maybe I should have Betty come up and put a plug in. I don't know what theme she's choosing for next year, but the choir will again begin rehearsing in April of 2024. Yes. And Betty has graciously agreed to be our director again. So I'm quite thrilled about that. And I would kind of imagine it's going to be another production. I can't imagine it not being, but we are very blessed with wonderful, wonderful people who love our community and give so freely of their gifts and share so freely. So to all of you choir members and Betty and Jamie, hasn't Jamie done a fantastic job? He's pretty amazing. He also narrated for the choir, and he and Betty just did a phenomenal job with that. And so it'll be in June again next year. So it will be part of our Arts Council's season programming. And if you miss this year, be sure you don't miss next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It will be at the Gary Dickinson Performing Arts Center. And I want to thank all of my crew today who said yes when I asked. Jamie, of course, I tell you what, we had an emotional time here last night preparing for this. Jamie has been like my son and Betty's son in lots of ways through the years. And a lot of you folks know that Jamie and I have done a lot. He plays the piano, and I can just grab him and go, and when he hears me sing a note, he takes off. I don't know what key I'm in, but he does. And so I've known too that Jamie was a good narrator for many years. And I love this young man. God has blessed Jan and I with a son that we never had in Jamie. And mentors are great to have, people to come alongside and help bear one another's burdens. That's God's plan. And I pray that our country and our community never gets away from that. Being there for one another, giving when others don't have. What goes around comes around, friends. And God is faithful and our friends. And then I met Dr. Cockman several years ago, and I won't go into all the story, but um, at a time when Jamie wasn't available to accompany and do things, Dr. Cockman came on the scene. And so I've been so blessed to work with a young man with the credentials Dr. Cockman has. And he's taught me a lot. He'd like to teach me a lot more, but I don't know this brain of mine can absorb. But I love James, and because of this event, he and Jamie have really gotten to connect. And so don't be surprised down the road if you hear of an event where the two of them are going to play together and do something too. And Jamie and Betty are going to do Together Again Squared next year too. So a lot of good things happening. And James does live in Pleasant Hill, Missouri, and he's so gracious to travel up here. And his beautiful wife, Erin, and they have 5 children. Many of you have probably heard the Hybrid 5, and they are just fantastic. And so they've become like my grandkids too, and we just love them all so much. And then a gentleman who's been a part of my life for almost 58 years, playing the bass guitar with me, my husband, Jan. And he's a miracle given back to me from God. And I praise God for all of that. So thank you for letting me ramble. I want to thank the museum. Danny, do you have anything else you need to add? We do have one more song. And then Danny will close us in prayer. Jamie will close us.
You said thank you to your husband, right?
I did.
I'll tell you what, Jan is very important to this band, any band that he gets into. You felt that music? Did you feel the music? There's where it came from, right back there. He puts the vibration in that for you. That guy is terrific. And he almost quit bass one time, but thanks to the Lord, he almost quit his life. That's why he almost quit. But thanks to the Lord, he did not.
That's right.
So, I just want to say one thing. Those of you, when we dismiss, we have cookies and stuff at the back. It's nice if you want to fellowship a little bit. If you need to ride down the hill, I canceled the four-wheel drive again. I'm going to bring my wife's car up, and you can get in that car, and I'll take you to your car. Or if you need me to go get your car and bring it up, I will do that. Those who want that, please wait till the rest of them get out, so we won't be running into each other. Okay? And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Join me in singing God Bless. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
As we close today's Celebrate Freedom, join me in a prayer invoking God's peace and guidance, the Serenity Prayer. God,
the things I cannot change.
courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next.
Done already. It is a pleasure to be here to celebrate the 4th of July in Chillicothe, Missouri. I love everyone so much, and I wish them a happy holiday. God bless everyone.
Patriotic Day. We're so blessed to live in this country.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love to hear Dr. Kaufman and his family. I love to hear his kids. I love to hear all the music.
Oh, thank you. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
4th of July, well, we're very fortunate to have the city of Chillicothe in the shape it's in. There's not many places that are any better than Chillicothe to live. We have a good spirit, good spirit from everybody involved. They want to volunteer, just like this church was made through volunteering. And thank God we have the spirit we have in this town. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. We're so glad that you got to come here, and happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Boy, catch me off guard. You know, it's a great time of the year. It's a great time to be thankful for our nation and everybody that's went before us and given us what we've got now. So I'm thankful.
That's good. Thank you. Happy birthday.
July is one of my very favorite celebrations of our country because it talks about the freedom that we now have in the United States of America. But it also takes us back to the wars that have been fought and the price that have been paid by people who gave it all, gave their lives that you and I could celebrate freedom and have the privilege of coming together for events and shooting off fireworks and saying the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag that is the symbol of freedom for the United States of America. I say, God bless America.
Thank you so much. Happy 4th.
You're welcome.
It's an honor to celebrate every 4th of July because I reflect back on the freedoms of our country, the price that's been paid. It's a time of celebration, but it's also a very serious time, and I take that very seriously, and it's just an honor to be able to be a part of a wonderful country that God has blessed.
Wow, thank you for coming to our Freedom Festival, is what it was actually. We celebrate the freedom of the United States. We sang all of our patriotic songs. We even sang gospel songs to go with it, praising our Lord. And we just had a wonderful time. Thanks for coming and filming this thing for me because it turned out really good, I think. Did you have your refreshments? Too bad you're not here to drink some of them and eat cookies, because we're going to do that now.
Thank you so much. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you. Happy 4th of July to you too.